Television has played a vital role in the past few months, whether it's as a source of information, a refuge in entertainment, or a means to stay connected. And tonight, we're going to celebrate that. And let's not forget, too, the major impact the situation has had on freelancers who work within the industry. And now, a very special guest, someone who's no stranger to broadcasting during lockdown, here live via the latest in satellite technology. It's Romesh Ranganathan. Hello, Romesh. Hello? 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 Hello, we live? How's the family? Are they with you?
Totally dead.
Oh, goodness. Yeah, I think there's actually a delay. But can you tell us what's the worst thing been about the lockdown?
My family are all here.
How could you sum up the experience of appearing here on the Craft Baftas?
Just the relentless, grinding, dystopian hell of it all, really.
I see. Do you watch the government's pandemic briefing every evening?
Wonderful. Lovely showbiz event full of beautiful people and lovely glittering dresses. It's fantastic.
Romesh, we're about to show a VT of how broadcasters and creatives have coped making content during the lockdown. Have you anything you'd like to say to lead us into it?
Well, I mean, there's no way I'd waste my time watching that. Bollocks, a lot of it. You know what I mean?
Well, thank you. After that interview, I may just go away and cry in the shower.
That is something I'd love to watch.
Roll the VT. Through hard work and determination behind the scenes, we have seen in the past few months some truly outstanding innovation on our televisions.
This is for you, for when you're older, because this is an extraordinary time.
I could mail the first isolation story for ITV Studios. All 4 dramas were made under lockdown rules. Amazing, really, to film a drama where nobody actually was in the same room as each other at the same time.
Oh my God, my face is so itchy.
We weren't out there filming. It very much was them filming themselves on their own phones. We asked them to send in short clips of themselves talking about their lives, talking about their jobs, talking about the challenges that they faced.
I'm allowed home.
And the little toddler.
The rig is a piece of kit called Live View, which you can download on your mobile phone. For us, it was an amazing tool to be able to capture people, you know, to see people filming live and to be able to communicate with them about the stories they're telling. It gave people the freedom to make their own telly and to tell their own stories.
In the middle of this pandemic, something incredible has happened.
I think Joe Wicks might have tied her out.
Carolyn from Reading, hello! How are you? Hello, you okay?
So we launched Happy Hour right at the start of lockdown. It was a huge challenge editorially, you know, working out what we can do from home for us and for the talent who are having to make jokes without the rapport and the energy that a live studio audience gives you. We had the quarter, if that, of the staff to light, sound, tech, cameras, and a lot of it all remotely.
I know someone who will love a bit of social distance dancing. It's Tom Allen. Hello, Tom.
Making a live show, as everyone knows, is difficult at the best of times. You know, when you've got a fully operational studio, a full crew, you know, plenty of time.
We were planning to be in studio in 5 weeks later. I think we had around maximum of 10 days to actually being on air. So it was hair-raising.
Since the outbreak of COVID-19, conspiracy theories have been rife.
We essentially went on air a week after the lockdown had started, making a topical satirical comedy during a global pandemic. Well, what we learned is it's a nightmare. You know, we went from making a show in a studio and to basically filming the show in a box room. We sent a cameraman in with full mask on, who bleach cleaned all of the equipment before taking it into the house and set it up for him.
So I am doing another remote rigging. I think everything over there has been scrubbed down, was hopefully the safest way we can put cameras into talent's house in the sort of foreseeable future.
As time has gone by, we've seen production values steadily increasing and programmes emerge that don't need to carry a "this was made in lockdown" caveat. Shows which stand up for themselves.
The studio is practically empty. We are down to bare minimum and me. But I am joined by a guest who is no stranger to the One Show. It's Adrian Childs.
Thank you very much.
Hey. That's quite good applause for 4 people.
I thought it sounded very half-hearted.
It was a little bit thin, wasn't it?
You know, I always wondered what it would take to get me back on the One Show, and now I know. Global pandemic.
But it's not all been good news. Fewer shoots with fewer crews on them means less work.
In a 10-day period back in March, we watched most of those freelancers lose their jobs almost overnight.
Obviously all production has ground to a halt, so that has been scary.
We've all been in lockdown, haven't we? You know, we're desperate for work to come back, and I'm sure it will. I'll be ready for it. I've been practicing my craft, I've been doing my Steadicam exercises.
75% of those freelancers were not and are not covered by either of the government's financial support schemes. Bafta has very much played a part in support of the Film and TV charity and the Emergency Relief Fund, which has been able to provide a lifeline to so many of those in dire financial need.
But things are starting to look up. The industry is slowly opening up, and the green shoots of production are starting to be seen.
It feels at the moment as though the industry is coming back to life.
2 of the jobs that I was meeting for have also resurfaced for the autumn, so I'm hoping that they will go ahead. By the time one of them takes off, I probably will have been out of work about 4 months.
I think there are also some very interesting conversations going on at the moment as to what kind of industry we all want to re-emerge into. Press a reset button to create a slightly kinder, better industry.
I'd be really interested in thinking that there is a better work-life balance out of this experience, that there's, you know, we'll gain confidence in what can be achieved editorially.
We're not back to full studio capabilities, but we're also not making that lockdown at home type show anymore. So what sort of shows should we be pitching that can be made in all possible variations of what the future may hold?
We might have to find different ways of doing things, but I think we'll see a surge in creativity.
And whilst it's been tricky for a lot of us who've been in and out of work, and our friends and our colleagues have missed out on jobs and opportunities, if anything, this period of time cemented for us that a lot of us in telly are resilient and adaptable, and the show will go on.
Narrative is the stuff that keeps us all sane, so there's always going to be a need to document that, and television is the best way to do it.
It will certainly take time to get back to anything approaching normality, but we know that we have the talent and the resolve to not only get this industry back on its feet, but to thrive and be outstanding once again.